Friday. Today is the 29th of September, and as it's Friday, it is my weigh-in day. So today's video is going to be a weigh-in update, along with a little bit of an overview of how I have done this week, how I'm feeling on my weight loss journey. So I'll start out by talking about my fitness and exercise. So from Friday through to today, I've been to the gym every single day, which is good. And if you watched last week's video, you will know that one of my sort of goals and focuses this week was upping the ante with my workouts, just making sure that I'm pushing myself a little bit harder. And I just felt like I got to a point with my workouts that I just needed to sort of go a little bit faster, up the resistance weights, that kind of thing. So I'm really pleased to say that I have definitely done that. I didn't really have any sort of like set routine or anything. I know I spoke that I was going to possibly do that, but I didn't. But what I did do, one of the things just to easily sort of like make this happen, was I kept referring back to my heart rate during my workouts, and I was just trying to make sure that it was in sort of a range of 130 to like 150 beats per minute. And if I found that it was dropping below 130, I would go a little bit faster. But just from stepping on any of the machines, obviously I knew what speed I would have it at, what incline I would have it at, and I'd just make sure that I'd have it like 2% faster or 2% higher, which really helped. It was just this little thing that I had in my head when I got into the gym. I was like, right, okay, so if you did it at sort of 5.5, then do it at 6.5, and if you did it at 4, do it at, you know, 6, whatever. And then in terms of sort of my resistance, I have been making sure that I have at least tried it on a higher weight, and that was really interesting. So on the certain resistance machines that I've been using, there was a certain weight that I was quite comfortable at, that had built up from sort of since starting going to the gym on a much more regular basis at the start of August. I'd sort of built myself up to a point, and then I'd sort of stuck to that point for quite some time. So I tried it on a higher weight, and I thought, oh, this is actually okay. So I believe I was doing most of my leg resistance at about a 45 kg resistance, and now I'm doing it at 80. And I was so shocked at the sort of difference. No, actually, I started out at around 45. I was doing it at 60 for the last few weeks, and then now I'm doing it at 80, and I'm finding that it's enough of a push. I'm definitely feeling sort of like my muscle fatigue a lot sooner, and getting a few more reps in and feeling it not in like oh, I've strained my muscle kind of way, but that achy. I actually quite like this feeling, but that feeling that you've used a muscle, basically, I am noticing that more. And I've definitely left sort of the gym feeling a lot more tired, being a lot more sweaty, just overall really pushed it. Excuse me. So I do think that I achieved that goal. Now on Sunday, I actually went to the gym with Joe, who is my stepson, and so Joe is actually doing his own sort of like little journey at the moment, and he's started, I believe, in July, and he's done so well in such a short amount of time. So he wanted to come to the gym with me to train, and I just thought it was a great opportunity to go with somebody and to sort of do something a bit different, because Joe is training sort of muscles a lot more intensely. Obviously I just do resistance stuff. I don't think I'm anywhere near sort of like that level of lifting weights and stuff. So yeah, Joe came with me and he really put me through my paces. We did chest and arms, and we did a lot of the cables, which I'd not really done before. So it was really nice and refreshing to do something different, and he really pushed me, which was good. Definitely to get those last reps in and what have you. So yeah, and I think I did have DOMs for like 3 days after. So I did work out really hard on Sunday. But yeah, it was good. And it was also really good to see the improvement that Joe's made in his strength, because he is super strong. And yeah, it was really cool to see that. So that was great. I have been keeping up to my 10,000 step goal a day. I think I'm on a streak of 60 days, which is insane. But yeah, I've been doing that, and actually this week I've found it pretty easy to meet that 10,000 step goal. I think maybe with upping the speed on the treadmill when I've been running and incline walking, I've just done more steps, and then throughout the day I've just sort of accumulated them a lot more easier than I had been before. So I am 3 days away from having a 2-month streak of closing my Apple Fitness rings, which blows my mind, absolutely blows my mind. So for those of you who haven't watched my previous videos, and I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but I have a daily sort of fitness goal to close my Apple activity rings, being a 45-minute exercise, 10-hour stand, and 700 calories. Sorry, I was thinking then, is it 700 active calories or 700 total calories? But I believe it's just total. Anyway, 700 calorie goal. And I have closed them every day for almost the last 2 months. And the majority of the time, I'd say probably 9 times out of the 10, that's like way above those goals. So obviously I have a 45-minute workout goal, but when I go to the gym I work out for at least an hour, so that's quite a bit more. But then there's been many occasions where that's been way over, like 95 minutes. My calorie goal, I usually on average burn around 1,150 minimal. So yeah, and then I usually average about sort of 12 hours stand goal. So I am doing over those goals, which is pretty cool. So yeah, in terms of fitness, I think I would give myself a nice big tick for that. Moving on to sort of my tracking and food. So I have tracked it every single day, which is something I wanted to do. It was another goal that I set out. I wanted to track every day. I wanted to track accurately. Now, I'd say in terms of accuracy, I have... It'd have to be like a 9 out of 10 again, because I have tracked everything, and I think the majority of the time, yeah, the majority of the time I have like weighed the food and then input it. But there's been a couple of occasions where I've been like on the go or whatever, and I've just sort of like looked at the volume of the bag of something, whatever it is, and or the, you know, whatever, and then just thought, well, I've had a quarter of that, or I've had half of that kind of thing. So, but I know that's not completely accurate, because I might be really underestimating or overestimating, so it's always better to make sure that I'm weighing it out. But yeah, there's been a couple of occasions, but more often than not, the majority of the time, I have tracked to complete accuracy. And I have been over on a couple of days. 621 calories over on Monday, 80 calories over on Tuesday, and 59 calories over on Thursday. So obviously Monday's calories were quite significantly over. I'm actually going to talk about the calories being over in a little bit, but yeah, so tracking wise, I think I've done okay. Obviously it's not ideal to be over on calories and stuff, and I would like to maintain to my calorie goal every day, my losing weight calorie goal. In terms of the food that I've been eating, I've been really enjoying the Biona Organics pumpkin seed bread this week. I've been really enjoying that with some smoked mackerel pate or some tuna pate, or sometimes just some tuna with some cucumber on top. Really been enjoying that. I have been really enjoying my soups, and just protein shakes on a morning is my go-to at the moment. So I have the pea protein with some almond milk, 400 milliliters. It's very good for sort of like keeping me full and keeping me going. And because I haven't been feeling super hungry in the morning, I've just found it very good to sort of like actually get something in and sort of keep my energy levels up a little bit. And yeah, I've been having soups again this week for my lunches and my dinners. Normally I've been having my dinner with one of the sort of rye breads and some smoked mackerel or smoked tuna. I feel like I'm really tired. It's currently 10 to 7 and I'm feeling pretty sleepy, so I'm really sorry if I'm sort of like not making much sense, but I really wanted to get this video filmed today. So yeah, I've been really enjoying that tuna pate and smoked mackerel pate. It's been very yummy. So in terms of food choices, I think I have made some really good ones this week. But moving on to weigh-in. So last week I weighed in at 14 stone 10 pounds exactly, and then this week I have weighed in at 14 stone 10 pounds exactly. So it has been a maintain for this week. Now obviously I did have that sort of 600 calories over on Monday, which is quite a significant amount to be over by. I totally get it. And then the 80 and whatever. But so this morning when I got on the scales and saw that it was a maintain, my heart just sunk, because I was just like, I've been to the gym every day for over an hour, and for the most part, you know, I've tracked my calories. So I did go, I mean, for the most part, I've been on my calorie goal. So I basically just like went through and I was like, right, it's got to make sense somewhere. There's got to be some kind of sense to this. So overall, I was 186 calories over my calorie goal, because on some of the days I was under. So that averaged out to be 186 calories over my weekly calorie goal. Now, I went through and looked at all the exercise I did this week. Now, just the active kilocalories burned per workout, so not the total. So what your Apple Watch will do if you don't have one and you're a bit unsure about what I'm talking about. So when you set your watch to track an activity, a workout, it will sort of determine the calories that you're burning through just that workout alone, and also the calories that you burn including sort of like just existing, if that makes sense, and it will split them. So obviously the total calories is usually like quite a bit more than the standard calories. So I went through, and did I say standard calories? I meant the active calories. So I went through and sort of totted up my week in calories burned purely from those active calories, not the total, just the ones purely from the workout. So bear in mind, like I said earlier, I average about at least 1,000 calories a day burned in total. It's usually more than that, but just for argument's sake, it's 1,000. So that equals 7,000 calories burned a week. So obviously that's much higher than the sort of 186 calories that I was over. But the the active calories from my exercise came to 3,909 calories. So if we forget about sort of the daily ones, the total daily calories, I burned 3,909 calories. So that there in itself is, you know, a deficit. So I believe a pound of fat is 3,500 calories burned a week. So taking into consideration that my calorie goal is set to make me lose 1 pound a week, and then my calories burned, that should equal 2 pounds. So I'm very confused. I'm very confused as to why. So I was obviously disappointed this morning, just because I was like, why do I try so hard and don't get a result that I feel I deserve? And Jim was very sweet, and he said, well, you do look much smaller and it could be muscle, which I disagree with, because I just don't think I train my muscles enough. I'm gonna just have a look actually. So basically what I've been doing is just trying to sort of like look through and seeing, because my scales are smart scales, so they're supposed to track your sort of muscle mass. I don't know how accurate they are because they're just some like cheap ones from Amazon, but apparently I've put on 0.4% of muscle since 2 weeks ago. So I just don't know. I just don't think that is the, I don't think that's the reason for me not losing this week. It could be, I'm not completely dismissing it, but I just don't think it is. And yeah, it could be the fact that I'm due to come on my period in the next couple of days, but I don't know. I just feel like the weight that I am at the moment, I shouldn't be really affected by those external factors. So other than like, obviously, yeah, I get it, muscle weighs more than fat, and if I am putting on muscle, that is going to be heavier. So I don't know. Either way, yeah, I was a bit miffed about it. And I feel like this is the time where it's important to like dig deeper and to just not let that fire go out, because it's so very easy. I mean, I've been to the gym every day this week alongside all the other stuff that I've got to do in life, alongside work, alongside caring for family members, alongside blah 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 blah, loads of stuff. And yeah, I've pushed, it's something that I've continuously sort of like pushed myself to get into a routine of doing, and I have now. And I go to the gym and I'm there for like an hour and I push myself with it, and then I come home and I make a healthy choice, and I make a healthy choice at work and when I'm out and about. So yeah, it is a daily sort of like mental push to do the right thing, because my ingrained pattern of life is to do everything that's got me into this sort of like weight that I am right now. And I obviously don't want to be the weight that I am now, so I'm trying to sort of like retrain my inner sort of workings to do the opposite of that. But I have done that this week. I know I can put my hand on my heart and say that I have done everything right to lose weight, and I've tried really really hard with it. So it is a bit of a kick in the teeth when you do deserve a loss. Like, I do think I've said this before when I've stepped on the scale and I've seen a maintain or I've seen a gain, and I'm like, yeah, totally don't deserve a loss this week. However, this week it's completely different. I do, and I didn't get it, and I'm really bummed about it, because yeah, it just would have been really nice to sort of step on the scale and see, you know, at least some change. But however, it is what it is, and maybe it's just a bit of a test to say, yeah, you didn't get the result that you deserved. However, go forth and continue, because That's the only way you're ever going to get to where you want to get. If you say, what's the point, I'm not going to the gym today, it doesn't work, it's pointless, blah blah blah, then I'm just not going to get where I want to get. So I did get up this morning and I did go to the gym, and I have made healthy choices today, and I have still tracked, because that, I think it's just a hurdle I need to jump over. I think this, before I have maybe had sort of like a bit of a tricky period where I've not had a loss, and maybe it's been a result of my actions, maybe it hasn't, but it's kind of just derailed me. Whereas this time I'm refusing to let it derail me. I'm refusing to sort of like let all of this last 2 months worth of effort be sort of sacrificed by just one Friday's number on a scale. So yeah, I am feeling much stronger and fitter overall, and a bit of like an off-scale victory, as just something that did make me feel good this week was I pulled out a box of some clothes that I have in like a back cupboard, and that had quite a few pairs of like gym leggings and tops and stuff and sports bras in there that I'd got too big for. They were a bit, most of it I could still get on, but it was too snug, it was too tight to work out in, it wasn't comfy to sort of like do any squats or anything in, and yeah, just didn't fit very well. And I thought, oh, I wonder how these fit now. And I tried it on, and they fit perfect. I've been to the gym this weekend in the majority of the leggings, and yeah, worked out in them, no problem. So my body is changing, and I do feel like my body is getting smaller and feel fitter and stuff. And Jim kindly said this morning that he thinks he's noticed a difference. So I've just got to persevere. I've got to persevere. And one thing that I thought about this morning was, the only thing I can do with this is use it to my advantage. So obviously I don't think I can, I mean, I can obviously improve in the gym and do different workouts. I can do better workouts, but overall I've been to the gym every day for an hour, and I know that I've really pushed myself. So in terms of physical activity, exercise, in terms of that element of a weight loss journey, I think I am getting that right. I think something that needs a bit of tweaking, or needs a little bit of like rethinking, is my food. Now, I'm obviously tracking, and I've obviously got a calorie goal, and I do try and make nutritious choices more often than not, and I do think I actually do that, but maybe I'm just being a little bit, maybe I'm overestimating how healthy these things are for me. And something I used to do was count my macronutrient sort of contents of foods, and I think that I really do need to bring that back, just because knowing my body and knowing how it works, I definitely favour a more higher protein, veggies, lower sugar, lower carb, which is devastating because I love bread. I love bread, and I love anything sort of like savoury, like crackers and things like that, albeit, you know, whole grain, whole wheat, rye, you know, I love that variety of it. I'm not talking just about like a Warburton's toasty loaf of bread. I mean, yeah, okay, that's quite nice as well, but I mean the healthy stuff, the good stuff. But even that in a specific quantity is not right. So I personally feel like maybe that's gonna be like my golden ticket. If I tweak that a little bit, I do think I will start to notice a lot better results. So I think, well, I don't think, I'm gonna make a commitment to myself right now. Going into October, I am going to start sort of like paying much more attention to the macronutrient content of my foods. I'm going to set myself my macro goals up again, and as well as my calorie goals, so I can't just sort of like eat, not that I would do this, but I can't just eat like 5 slices of rye bread and tuna. There's got to be sort of like a protein goal for a day, which will be the highest one. Obviously fat and carbohydrates. So most sugar, most sort of like sugars and things fall in the carb category. Most things like butters, cheeses, that kind of thing fall into the fats. And then obviously protein is like your meats, beans, protein sources, all pretty self-explanatory. But yeah, so going into October, that's going to be my new main focus, is to sort of track those macro goals. And I do think, like I said, I do really think that is going to be the thing that really ups the ante in terms of me seeing that number go down a little more helpfully each week. Now I mean, I would love like to step on the scale next Friday and see my goal weight. Of course, you know, I'd be totally lying if I said that I'm not, you know, I'm not in any rush to get there. But I am totally sort of, I am aware that this is going to be a long process, and I get it, but I just want to be doing something where each week I know that I'm working towards that number changing. I'm so sorry, the sun is setting and the lighting has gone crazy, so I'm really sorry about that. But yeah, I just want to know that I'm doing the right thing, and I'm working towards getting that loss, changing my body, getting fitter, getting healthier, because for me it does really make all the effort worthwhile when I'm getting the results. So yeah, I think that's the direction I need to go in. I have had quite successful sort of moments with my weight loss journey over the last sort of 5 years with adding that in or taking that approach. So yeah, I think I just need to go down that in that direction now. Obviously continue with all this amazing progress I'm making with my fitness, but just tweak that a little bit to make it, you know, make it better. And I can't remember the overall loss for September, but I'll insert it here. Obviously my overall weight loss has remained at 1 stone 3.3 pounds, I believe. Insert it here. Yeah, and I'm going into October. I'm still going to try and aim for that 2 pound loss a week, and just keep shooting for the moon, because I'm not gonna allow myself to go back. I mean, I've come this far, and I'm just gonna focus on that goal, and just know that these weigh-ins are gonna happen for whatever reason, you know, whether I totally underestimated some of the things this week that I've eaten, whether my Apple Watch totally overestimated some of the workouts. You know, there's a whole number of reasons why I didn't get a loss this week, but none of that adds up to that I should throw in the towel, or that I should stop trying, or that I shouldn't do it, because, you know, we've got to keep going. We can't give in. We cannot give in. Don't give up. So if you are feeling similar this week about anything, it doesn't necessarily have to be weight loss, but please don't give up on yourself. Know that you can do it. Sometimes these things just come to teach us a lesson, and somewhere down the line we'll look back and we'll be able to realize it. But for right now, just know that you can do it, you will do it, and you will get there. I'm here with you all the way. So a little bit of a sort of like future sort of things going on in the future then. So myself and Jim are going on holiday on Monday. We're both going to Ibiza, which is super, super exciting. We're going to stay with friends who we haven't seen in quite some time, and I'm very, very excited to catch up with them. So we're going to be there for about 11 days, and I am going to take my camera along with me. Hopefully I can get some clips and then maybe make a full holiday sort of vlog when I get home, or just upload some mini ones. But to my complete benefit, Jim's friend, or our friend that we're staying with, he's a personal trainer and eats very nutritiously. Him and his sort of girlfriend do have a very active, healthy lifestyle, so that is gonna be a really great boost for me, I think, to just be in the presence and company of like-minded people like that for the start of October. And I'm super hoping to get lots of workouts in, and yeah, I'm sure it'll be a happy, healthy holiday, so that is good. So I won't have a weigh-in uploaded this time next week, but what I will do is, as soon as I get home, I will hop on the scales and do a bit of an update. But as it's getting dark and the lighting is getting more and more crazy, I'm going to end today's video here. If you have enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up because it will make me smile. And if you haven't done so already, hit subscribe and join my lovely YouTube family. If you do like my videos and you would like to keep up to date with when they go live, you can hit that notification bell. And until next time, stay happy, healthy and well. Love you all. Bye.